I'm disappointed in both myself and in you, because I've been making videos and also games about like how do you make games and what's like good games, bad games, game tips, all of that have gotten hundreds of thousands of views for the last 4 years. And you guys participated in this Steam Next Fest, and I asked you guys to, hey, fill in a form, give me some feedback, give me some information so we could try out your games. And I pulled out some statistics as well. And this made me realize that it doesn't matter how many videos I make. Some people just seem to not want to listen to me. So anyways, nobody is interested in your game. Here's why. Some stats. The average wish lists before Next Fest, like all the Bite Me Viewer games, is at 6,000 right now. Now, this is lifted up a lot by the big boys, the big biters, games like Demon Bluff, for example, that go in with like 150,000 wish lists. Another one was like We Were Here Tomorrow, I think, is another one. The median wishlist numbers are a lot more sad. Median wishlists before joining the Steam Next Fest, 350. I think this is a very funny one, actually. The median wishlist gain expected is 633. So most people are expecting a near doubling, or like tripling, I guess, of their total wishlists, going from 350 to 1,000 from the Steam Next Fest. And this is when I'm like, there's an education problem. Because there is no way you can watch my videos, our videos, and then be like, oh yeah, this makes sense. I go in with sub 350 and I'm gonna get 600. We had a total, by the way, sample size is 172 games that got viewer data submitted. The complete Steam Next Fest was, I think, about 4,000, a little bit more, a little bit less. Still, like, you know, a decent percentage, I would say. Out of that 172 games submitted, 40 games had less than 100 wish lists. 73 games, 42%, had under 250. Both of these numbers I would qualify as this is not good. This is too rough. 250 wishlists means like there's nothing going on. 1,000 wishlist is like, okay, if you have 1,000 wishlists, you're still doing something right, I would say. And it's like, okay, join the Steam Next Fest with 1,000 wishlists. It might be just that, hey, you maybe have like a shitty genre or a shitty something else, but at least you tried to market your game. At least you tried making a game that people are interested in. If you're in these two camps, in the 23% or in the 42% of games with sub 250 wishlists, I think we need to take a step back and reconsider what are we doing here and why are we making these games. Also, quick side tangent, Unity is dominating still in the engine split, followed by Godot and then Unreal in a surprisingly low third place. So, okay, you have a game, and you're like, okay, I'm going to join the Steam Next Fest because I need marketing for my game. I think there's two main like kinds of developers who join the Steam Next Fest. The first one are people who have, and this was kind of hard to find for me, genuine like diamonds in the rough. Like they have a game that can work pretty well, at least like to my eyes, but they just didn't do any marketing. I found like a few that I'm like, you know, on the surface, these look like games that could do well. The games I'm going to show you right now, they all had sub 100 wish lists when they joined the Steam Next Fest. And then they, looking at the follower count, did not really get much more. Like, you know, this looks like a pretty fun concept. The capsule is pretty nice, I would say. The art style is unique and distinct. I think this is like a genre also, idler, automation, incremental, but like these are some very good visuals. I do like this. Maybe it's a little bit too pixelated, but this is a game that I can't believe would never get more than 100 wishlists. This is a 1,000 wishlist game at least. I would expect this game to get 1,000 wishlists before it joins the Steam Next Fest. Another one, you know, it's an incremental game, so maybe it's like, it's kind of a weird genre for incrementals right now, but like, once again, visually and graphically, very well styled. Once again, this is like 50 wishlists or something. This is really bad once again. And then Save Our Queen, you know, here, maybe, once again, incremental game. Maybe the Steam capsule looks a little bit too much like mobile game Clash of Clansy, but like game itself, it's a node buster, like also doesn't help. But once again, you should have 100 wishlists before joining the Steam Next Fest. So these are some of the games that I think, like, you know, could genuinely be like saved and have like okay-ish launches. Now, it's a little bit too late now because the Steam Next Fest is over, but these were some games that I looked at and I'm like, okay, I think if you went in to the Next Fest having done a little bit more marketing, you would have been able to get a better result. And there's a few things that happen here. Some people, some viewers just don't like to do marketing. They're like, I just want to make the game, marketing is evil, or I don't want to email content creators. That's a little bit of a pain and I don't want to do that. And it's like, yeah, brother, but You think having 100 wishlist isn't pain? Is that really the better approach here? Once again, there's videos on this YouTube channel. I'll link them like somewhere of like, hey, here's how you send emails to content creators. And look, I understand content creators may not pick up everything. I think especially in the case of Pop Potions and Save Our Queen, the fact that they were more like traditional Nodebuster likes will definitely have hampered content creator pickup because everyone and their mom is making one. There were 500 incremental games in the Steam Next Fest. But I would expect especially something like Oil Island Hustle. I think this has a very unique appeal still. I think this is a game that content creators would have picked up on. So this is kind of like, it puzzles me. It feels like you made the game and then also like releasing 21st of July, they got 300 wish lists from the Steam Next Fest. This is just like, this is sad to see because just this feels like a wasted potential game where we have to be honest. And that's the thing, you know, if you go to, okay, side tangent. If you go to the Reddit of r/GameDev and you post like, oh, I made 300 wishlists from the Steam Next Fest total, you'll get people supporting you. And I'm here to tell you, no. If this is your game, you should do better than 300 wishlists. 300 wishlists is not a good number. 300 wishlists is a bad number. There is no other way to say this. If you're launching a game with 300 wishlists, something has gone terribly wrong in the marketing aspect or in the judging aspect of your own game. So put that standard up for yourself. And it's like, you know, you're going to be asking money for this. You're going to ask people money for your game. So why would you not want to make it, one, a good game? And why do you not want to make like a little bit of money? You're probably going to have spent months of development time on this. You know, if you watch Bite Me, I don't want you to be like, oh, I'm an artist, I don't care about the money, because then this is the wrong channel for you. And I'm here to tell you, look, I get that like getting 10,000 wishlist isn't for everyone, getting 5,000 wishlist, but at least 1,000. Come on, guys. I think if you release a game with 1,000 wishlists, I'll be like, okay, you actually tried, worst case. If you get less than 1,000 wishlists, you didn't even try. It's kind of my feeling of like knowing how kind of like numbers work at this point. Because even the most unmarketable games like Kyoto Anomaly did not perform well marketing wise. And even that was like at near 1,000 wishlists on launch. And then you can still make a little bit of money from that, but not from 300 wishlists. So that's number one. Don't ignore marketing. Platforms like Reddit, posting about your game there, doing things like making a few short form TikToks about your game. Once again, I think Oil Island Hustle, really good. It has kind of like that friend sloppy vibe almost. I think this would be an art style that kills it on short form content. But probably you didn't even try. You didn't even bother. There's an Facebook, Blue Sky, and Discord. So no like TikTok linked at least. Just to give like everything a shot. Putting this on Reddit. Putting this on, sending it to content creators. Making a trailer. Uploading the trailer to YouTube. This is another big one that I see people not do. Why? If you make a trailer, wouldn't you upload it to YouTube? The YouTube algorithm is actually really good right now for developers. Even if Game Trailers or IGN doesn't want to cover your game, we'll dive about that in a second. Try everything. This is not like do or die, but it's like, you know, don't just make games. Do everything a game studio wants to. And that brings us to the second category of games. And those are the games that just don't belong on Steam. Like, you know, once again, oh, we have sub 100 wishes, and it's like, yes, of course, because this is AI generated garbage. Why is your character literally AI generated? You don't even seem to animate anything. Why is it just blocks? And it's like, yeah, this could have been a cool game concept. I mean, it's kind of just a Jump King ripoff in like how this is also structured. But like, you know, there's no texturing. What are we doing here? Come on, let's take a look at this graphics. Oh, you have the legs animated. Yeah, see this like, no, this is not good. Same thing. This is like, you know, this might have an audience, but I think the quality for the audience of Toho fans of like also the art and the UI and things like that just isn't good enough. Same thing here. It's like, wow, let's make it so that people definitely will want to play this. And maybe there's like some deep experts in here, but it's like you have Kenny assets. Okay, fine. You have. This is a Godot game. I'm like 90% sure of it's well. Actually, I can just look it up. This is a Bevy game, apparently. I just looked it up. Okay, fine, whatever. No Godot hate today. But it's like, this is not good enough. Also, you got the AI generated, but like the old school AI generated Steam capsule. It's like, why? Why do you go into this, Roland? You're expecting to get a lot from the Steam Next Fest, I'm assuming. And it's like, if your game looks like this, you're not trying. Or you're refusing to accept that, hey, there is actually a bar of entry to join the Steam Next Fest. I was looking at the list of the top 50 demos from June 2026, and it's like, none of these have AI generated garbage in their Steam capsules. All of them are really good, high quality games. And this is, at the end of the day, still your competition. You keep like, yeah, of course, I'm not gonna also, are there like two restoration games? Yeah, it seems like restoration games right now are the meta. And it's like, come on, like, what are we doing here? If you make games, like, do you even feel like there is a demand for this? If so, what are you looking for? It's like, oh yeah, there are people who like to play deep management games. Yes, but this does not look like a deep management game. Maybe there's like a little bit of UI here, but you don't really showcase that. And even then, the other deep management games that there are on Steam look 10 times more polished, because these games also usually compete in a way higher price category, $20, $30, $40. You need to hit that bar if you want to participate as well. And this is, of course, only just the window shopping part. Going back to Oil Island Hustle, for example, you know, there might be the reason that this game actually is a horrible mess to play. I didn't play it, but that is kind of the other problem. I did play a lot of games. There's a lot of like live streams you can see over on our channel where we played your guys' Steam Next Fest demos, and a lot of them were just too undercooked, too raw. This one, for example, it's like, okay, this UI looks fine, I guess. But then like a lot of like the settings, what does this mean? There's like a setting under controls and it's just player and it goes 0 to 40. There are a lot of games that you guys submit in these lists just seemingly never got tested, got never played and all of that. And it's almost like you're refusing the basics of making a good game. I'm gonna make a dedicated video, I'm pretty sure, of like, here's what you need to have if you want to launch your demo on Steam, because this is my job. This is my divine purpose, is to make you guys stop pushing slop to Steam. That's my goal. Stop making slop games and God will reward you. Or I don't know, but like Gabe will reward you, I guess, is a better way to say it. You may not like this, but visuals matter on Steam. Visuals matter a lot. A lot of like mistakes that I see people make is like their game has no sound. You open the game and there's just no sound. There's no nothing, no game feel, no juice, no nothing. And juice and sound and all of those things are things you can figure out in generally one single day. You can make your game good in one single day most of the time. There's a lot of low-hanging fruit that you can solve with your game. That's just like, you need someone to tell you. You need someone that is not you who plays the game. There's like other dumb stuff. There's like, I had like settings drop downs that just like didn't show the right settings and things like that. It's a basic lack of, hey, I've played my game. And it's just completely not playing your own game seemingly, just working on your game so much and then forgetting to actually hit play and be like, okay, if I'm a new player, would I like this? Yes or no? There's the very quick rundown. I'm going to give it to you now. Is one, have ambience and have music. Those are two separate things. Ambience is things like wind noise. Have like a wind noise or a drone or something going on. And then music, have some music. Where do you get music? Just get it from itch.io. There's so many free music packs on itch.io. It's where we get a lot of our game music from as well. You don't even need to pay money for that. Add those two things. Add settings for that. Have settings to change your display mode from like window to full screen or whatever. And then if you want to do game feel, there's very easy game feel. One, on button click, make a sound effect. Two, on hover, make a sound effect. And then have it so that like if you hover over the button, it gets a little bit bigger. And then if you click it, it just like squishes down again. And just those four things. And then, 15, make your main menu animated. Those four things, 5 things, I think, already massively improve your game. It takes it from genuinely a 3 to a 4 out of 10. And at that point, you know, going from a 3 to a 4 out of 10 is a very much worthwhile thing. Yes, you're gonna need to make a good game still, but putting a little bit of effort in those first 10 seconds when a player hits your game is going to be important as well. So I think we kind of just need to take a step back and look at like, okay, what is Steam Next Fest actually? Because I think this is something that kind of has gotten lost over time from like all of the different people talking about Steam Next Fest, how great it is, how bad it is, all of that. Steam Next Fest is the closest you'll get to low effort free marketing. That's true. You don't really have to do much except have a demo and check a box in Steamworks that you want to participate. And those are technically the only two things you need to do to get free wish lists, some level of free wish lists. But that does not mean that it's the only thing you should do. And this is something we get this often of like, oh, but Marnix, you released MO98 and when the Steam Next Fest started, you guys had 350 wish lists or something like that. And yeah, that's true. We joined the Steam Next Fest with 350 wish lists. But we didn't just join the Steam Next Fest. We got 10,000 wish lists around that, basically, from the Steam Next Fest. As you can see here, we had 2,000 in a day near the end of the Steam Next Fest. These are extremely good numbers, and I know that. I'm great for it. This was like, we launched, okay, first day 224 because we launched and we had a little bit of press coverage. And then we had some more wish lists from, I think, our audience to a certain degree. And then Next Fest started, and then things really kicked off. And it's like, okay, so look, Marnix, if you can launch a game with 350 wish lists, why can't I? And, you know, two things. First off, look, we have to be honest, I think our demo was good. You know, game design-wise, I'm not even going to talk about, but I think one thing that Bite Me Games, we, and especially my programmer William, bless his heart, are really good at this point, is making games that are polished, making games that have the right amount of game feel, that have the attention to the small things. A lot of Steam Next Fest demos don't have that. Now, is that the only reason why that game performed well? Of course not, no. It's nostalgia bait as well. Don't get me wrong, there's a bunch of things playing in our favor, but it's not just the Steam Next Fest. For example, we also posted on Reddit. Here, there's a post, I made this 4 months ago. It got 500 upvotes, and this link is actually a UTM link. So if we go to our traffic analytics, we can see here Social Incremental Games Reddit. This single post gave us 311 wishlists on top of that. And timing-wise, this was, well, when we just announced the game, or like right at the start of Steam Next Fest. It was kind of like in this 2 days period. And that's not all. We also had a trailer. 207,000 views on our official announcement trailer. And before you guys start yelling, oh, but it's because you had a big audience, this is on a different channel. You have Bite Me Games. This is the channel you're watching this video on. And then we uploaded to Bite Me's Games. This was a new channel we made specifically for the haters like you guys of like, oh, you only made a successful game because you have the audience. It's like, no, this channel had 100 subscribers when I cold dropped this video. And then after a few days, coinciding with the Steam Next Fest, the algorithm just decided to go haywire with it. So like if you look at this data of like 2,000 wishlists, I would say 1,000 of that is Next Fest and another 1,000 is just YouTube. It's not the only way to market your game, Steam Next Fest. We had an extremely good Next Fest, don't get me wrong, even without that marketing. But just putting all of your eggs into the Steam Next Fest basket is not good. You need to make a good game. Yes, and it's easy for me like, oh, just make a good game. I know that sounds like a fucking asshole thing to say. You also need to hit that bar for yourself and you need to try to market. Game development, indie game development is not just making the game. It's running the studio. That's what this whole channel is about. It's running the studio. It's doing all of the other stuff. It's the community management. It's writing posts. It's getting people interested in your game. Because if you just make the game and then ship it onto Steam, it's just disappointing. I'm sorry. There's no other way to say it. So what is like the key takeaway from this video? It's just that I think most of these games, if not all of these games, what all of them should have done, like especially with Oil Island Hustle and Potions, Potions, Haver Queen, you know, these are maybe a little bit more like it's over for you. Thing like Oil Island Hustle, they should have delayed this 21st of July. Like this is a game that I think could do way better, but it needs more time. And of course, you know, once again, we didn't have more time for MO98, which is why we shipped it that fast. I think we still had some time for it, basically. But if your game has 300 wish lists, I think it's time for you to look in the mirror and be like, is my game actually good? Is what I'm making worth the bits that it's gonna be stored on? Or is it just a waste of hard drive space? Is it a waste of bandwidth for Steam? And those may sound like mean things, but I think in the case of Invisible Ascent, yes, I think this is a waste of hard drive space and bandwidth space. And I think you need to make better games. Because just shipping something like this gives me zero respect for you as a game developer. And it's going to give you zero revenue. It's going to make you $50 at most. No matter how much you try. Because this is just not up to the bar of Steam. And the bar of Steam and the quality of games you have to make is decided by the other games around you. It's decided by these games. Most people when they talk about indie games, they look at these top games. And you might be like, oh, but I can't reach the point of The Order of the Sinking Star and Jonathan Blow. And it's like, yeah, maybe. But you still have to attempt to get to that bar. Because this game is so incredibly far off from the bar that it maybe doesn't even belong on itch.io right now. Shout out to Roland. I know, I'm incredibly evil or like mean. But I'm just disappointed. That's kind of it. I've been holding myself to this higher standard ever since, I think it was Songs of Everjay, 2 years ago. We joined the Steam Next Fest and we got 150 wish lists. I'm just like you for real. I'm serious. We had a game and we joined it and we got 149 wish lists after an entire week. And that's when I realized that was my wake-up call of you need to make better games. And I want you guys to make better games as well. So I think that's the little wrap-up. Now, we played a lot of demos on the Steam Next Fest. I'm going to just pitch myself because this is too beautiful. On the Steam Next Fest, we did a lot of live streaming where we played the demos. Now, of course, if your demo sucks and we played it during the Steam Next Fest period, it's kind of too late already. So if you have a game and you're like, hey, I just need someone to tell me, like, is this actually high quality enough? Is this something that is worth putting more time and effort into? How do I save this if I can save it, yes or no? There's a link down below where you can get me to work with you. I'm going to play your game. I'm going to give you in-depth feedback of like, hey, this is good, this is bad. Here's what you can do to do quick wins and all of that. I think it's a very good thing. I've had a bunch of very happy customers at this point, and I think you can get some value out of it as well. But even if you don't get that, you can do a lot by just one, adding more game feel. It's really that simple. And two, being honest with yourself and being like, is this actually a good game? Yes or no? And getting over the thing of like, oh, but I spent 3 months of development time on it or however long, so I still want to release it because I think it means nothing at the end of the day. Anyways, that's all I wanted to say for this video. It might have been a bit ranty. Just make better games. If you want to see us make more games and more better games, that's why we also didn't join the Steam Next Fest, because our games weren't good enough, even though they were better than some of the games that you guys submitted. It's like, I understand if I want to hold you guys to a higher standard, I need to hold myself to a higher standard as well. So you're going to see some more bangers from us in the October Next Fest. I can promise you that one. But until then, you can still stay up to date with the things that we're learning along the way by going down below and subscribing, because we are still on the journey to build $1 million game studio. And I think it is genuinely possible if we just raise that bar for ourselves. And I hope you do too. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.